Welcome to the 33rd interview episode with Professor Franz Ruppert. Now we are here in Singapore, and Professor Franz is here to conduct a workshop, for the people here, the community here. Hello, Franz.
Hello, Christine.
Welcome to Singapore again.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and today's topic is going to be the part 2 of healthy relationships, and we want to talk about elderly people, how they build relationship with themselves and with others. So if you actually miss part 1, you can go into the YouTube channel and look out for part 1 for couples. But in this, we would really want to hear from you, Professor, about your thoughts on this topic for elderly people. What would be their challenge at that phase of their life?
You mean when they are retired or no longer working?
Or possibly. I think maybe retirement will mark that phase, the next phase.
Yeah. Retirement, if you give up your profession or you no longer are forced to go to work.
Yes. Forced to go to work.
Yeah, with your own money. Your money.
Okay.
And this is, of course, this is a big challenge. On the one side, it could be a big freedom. Now you have more space for your time for yourself to do things that you couldn't do as long as you had to work. And so this is maybe the good side. And then maybe now you have, for the first time in your life, enough space to take care for yourself. The other thing is giving up your profession or losing interesting things you are interested in can also be cause some maybe some sadness and loss.
Loss.
It's a loss. You feel like a loss, and especially if your profession was more surviving strategy for you that distracted you from yourself. Then this can be like a big hole that you now facing. And then maybe you're quickly looking for something else to engage you and do something. So I think there are many different situations when we get old.
Can you just talk a little bit about if their professions were a survival strategy? Can you give some examples?
Yeah, for example, if you have get a lot of attention and gratitude and you feel important with what you did, you always were in action and had to do something and to care, and then maybe from one day to the other, now there is nothing left to do. And this then maybe you feel empty, you're worthless. You feel no longer important, and so this can be a big challenge to deal with. And this is one of the big questions also, that if our professional life and our businesses we are doing, is it really coming out from our healthy parts, or is it just a surviving strategy?
We can talk about the next interview, talk about business. But in this aspect, so what you are saying is if they could maybe getting some other parts of maybe some of their needs being met in their profession, or it could also be very busy, right? Busy is also another surviving strategy.
Always doing things and
So after retirement, how then can they build healthy relationship first with themselves?
Maybe this is an opportunity, and I see in my seminars quite some elderly people that they now say, okay, now it's time for me to meet myself and to come more in better contact with myself.
So nice, isn't it?
And others also have the motivation that they see they have missed to have a good relationship with their children or grandchildren. They want to improve it, and they want to have a look at the reasons why it was so difficult. And there's also we have good results. Then
can it still be done? Isn't it too late? Like after they retire, and then trying to improve relationship with our children.
Yes, but if you improve the relationship with yourself, you improve the relationship with anybody else. So
that sounds great.
It's never too late. It's never too late to develop yourself and then have a basic for good relationship with others.
How then can one approach their old age and retirement healthily? How could they possibly approach it healthily? Is there any examples?
The first thing is, of course, what did you do the time before you before retirement? So it's of course one of the principles is start as soon as possible. Start your self-development as soon as possible. That will help you. This will help you to have a better transition from
one to the other
to retirement. And and maybe when you're retired, you have more time for yourself, and you can.
That's a good idea.
Invest more time for yourself.
So it is very important that you don't just watch this when you are retired or when you're in your old age, but everyone out there who is young should also watch this, isn't it? The younger folks. Okay. So there are many thoughts and fears of people who are going to retirement, right? So, for example, some of them are afraid that the diseases will come, especially lately when we talk about there's an increase in dementia. That is really alarmingly high, especially here in Singapore. So I'm not too sure how is it like in back home in your country, in Germany. But how do you explain that? Why is it so at such a high increase rate?
The one thing is, of course, we're getting older. That the average rate of mortal rate is getting more towards 80 or 85. And before it was to 65 or 70.
Yes.
So we're getting older, and then with this old age, the risk of getting some brain damage is diseases also increases. This is one thing. The other thing, I suspect that then the suppressed trauma we have in our body also affects our brain, and with it can something can also trigger you in your old age that brings you back to your original trauma, and then maybe this is one of the reasons why you get this dementia. There was a study of a German colleague. He studied dementia, and he said there was also some event also that was triggering before the
disease that kicks in.
Before the people lost a lot of memory that was similar to what they experienced before.
Oh, they did the research on that? They did brain scans?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
interesting.
Maybe like we had in Germany, we had a lot of people that suffered a lot from the Second World War.
Yes.
And they could never deal with it. They could never, just could suppress it. And in old age, then all these things coming up again, and they don't have the energy and the power to suppress their memories any longer. And then, they in a way they get lost in their memories.
So it's
they lose orientation.
Right. So what you're referring to, if it is really very painful memories you're talking about, then that explains why, isn't it? Because now the whole population is snowballing into the old age, the aging population, right? It's really larger number, and I think most of them could have possibly the older folks could have been possibly went through wartime, even in Singapore. So
this is a high risk.
Really?
If you have this big trauma in your youth and your childhood, when you grow old, that your brains and also your will loses the power to suppress it any longer, and then it can show up.
Okay, so so can IOPT helps in this? Help them to...
I don't have any experiences
with dementia
cases. I did not work with people because maybe sometimes it's too late, so it's always good before it's too late to do something and use the capacities you have and the power you still have before having the risk to
So you have not had any cases who are suffering from that?
No.
Who wants to work on it? No.
No, maybe it's too late then. Eh?
Too late.
Yeah, if you can't distinguish between past and present and have formulate an intention, then maybe it's too late. So it's better. For me, for example, I say I rather work now on my issues in order not to be in the risk of getting dementia in old age. It's something what I, for myself, this for myself, I'm a good perspective.
So would you also, is it the same explanation for most of them who are retired, and once they are retired, they lost, it's like they have stopped working, you know, they went into depression, and then they feel lost, you know. Is this also the same explanation for that?
Yeah, I think then there's a reason why you, what I said before, that you used your job as a survival strategy, and then when you lose this possibility, then maybe there's the void of and you come back into your childhood experience.
All right, so it's still back to the how was it like for you before? Yeah. So okay, so so for those who are in their older age, so what you are trying to say is that there can still be help with the method to support them to find back themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
Find back
I have
many
elder people, and I can remember a man who was working regularly and on himself, and he could, he improved very much, and it was also for him a way not to get. His wife was already dead, and the children were out of the house, and so there was a risk that he was lost in his flat, and so he came to the seminars and did his work, and so he was a part of the community. It's also something nice.
Yes. Right. So it's also
people like him when he comes. And
so it's important, isn't it, for them to find especially find a healthy community.
Yeah, it's
to be
also not
be a part of.
Not to be isolated
alone. Understand. Is there anything else you want to add to everyone out there who are elderly and
don't think it's too late, and it's never too late. Before we get this dementia, so it's just feel encouraged, and maybe for the first time in your life you can find out who you really are.
Right, isn't it great?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to find this out.
A time where they have stopped work and they can really have all the time for themselves. Perfect timing, isn't it? So I hope you have learned something about yourself, and if you have elderly parents or elderly relatives, maybe you can share this video with them to first help them understand about their state and their also transition, even for those who are going into retirement. So I feel it is very important to first discover yourself and start to build a relationship with yourself. Okay, so if you're interested about the method or the theory about IOPT, please feel free to email to me and find out more. And of course, please help me share this video with somebody else who may get some information from here. Okay, and till we meet again in the next video. Goodbye.